What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about some new information about Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Now just a few days ago, we had our September Nintendo Direct, which showcased some new information about Pokemon Sword and Shield, and so we did get to learn a few new things about like the trainer customization, how you're going to be able to like make curry inside of a Pokemon camp, and there's even some new Pokemon that they showcased as well. And then even after the Direct, there was actually a brand new trailer that was uploaded to the Pokemon YouTube channel, and there was even some updates that they did to their website. Now with all this information, there are also a few secrets and things that you might have just missed or not have caught when it was shown inside of the Direct or on the website or in the trailer, and so that's what I want to talk to you guys about in this video. So we're going to be taking a look at 10 secrets or hidden details that you may have missed about Pokemon Sword and Shield with the brand new information that we just got, and so yeah, hopefully you guys are ready and let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that we have is actually something that was shown in the very first shot of the segment for Pokemon Sword and Shield inside of that Nintendo Direct. And so if we take a look at that image, you can see right here that this is just an image of like the location that you can find inside of the game. However, if we zoom in really closely to the side here, you can see that there's actually some of these like statues and things that we don't really know about yet. So these are the statues that you can find in this location, but what exactly are they? We don't know exactly what their resemblance is yet. Are they supposed to be people? Are these like actual like really strong trainers and they just have like a statue of them? Or are they supposed to be Pokemon? And even if they are Pokemon, we can't really see exactly what type of Pokemon they are, and I definitely can't like think of a Pokemon that's already out that I feel like these statues could resemble. So even if it is a Pokemon, it's probably a brand new Generation 8 one. Now we do know from the leak that got everything correct about Sword and Shield that there is going to be a third legendary to Zacian and Zamazenta, and this third legendary is supposed to be really powerful and it's like an evil legendary, so maybe this could be something about that. Maybe these are just like things that are going to be a part of this town, like maybe if you go here it's just going to talk about some of the history about this town or something like that. We don't know exactly what these statues are going to resemble, but it is something interesting and just something cool to keep in the back of your head. Now the next thing is about one of the brand new Pokemon that was shown in that Nintendo Direct, and that's Cramorant. So Cramorant is this brand new bird Pokemon that was shown in the Nintendo Direct. It's a water and flying type, but the really cool thing about this Pokemon is that it's got an ability called Gulp Missile, where whenever it uses Surf or Dive, it's going to come back with a fish in its mouth, and then if it gets hit, it's going to fling that fish back at the other Pokemon and do a lot of damage. So this is definitely one of the cleanest Pokemon that they've shown so far, and it even got leaked a few months ago when that big leak came out for Pokemon Sword and Shield that revealed a lot of information about the games. It even talked about how there's going to be like this blue seagull Pokemon that like throws a fish back at you, so it got that completely correct. Now the thing that I want to talk to you guys about with this Pokemon is actually what that fish is, because there's actually a picture on the Pokemon website of like that fish and what it looks like when it gets thrown back, and I would be very shocked if this fish doesn't turn out to be its own Generation 8 Pokemon. I feel like it would just make a lot of sense. Like there's really no reason why this fish wouldn't be its own Pokemon. It could be something just like its own like little fish Pokemon that's a part that you can catch in the water with a rod. It could be like a Magikarp or something of the region, but like I would be very shocked if this fish isn't actually its own Pokemon. It just makes a lot of sense. Like why would they have like this unique fish like design if it's not even going to be its own Pokemon? So that's something that I'm kind of curious about. I wonder if they're going to show this, if they're going to talk about this fish Pokemon. Maybe that fish could evolve into something really cool as well, but I do think that this fish is definitely its own separate Pokemon as well. It kind of reminds me of like the Pokemon Mantine, when like Mantine is also carrying a Remoraid with it. Like it kind of looks like that with Cramorant, where Cramorant also has this new fish Pokemon with it. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see if this actually turns out to be its own brand new Pokemon. The next thing is about all of the customization that they showed off inside of that Nintendo Direct, and so we know now that Pokemon Sword and Shield is actually going to have a deep customization feature. Like you're going to be able to customize a lot more things than you were able to do in previous games. You can actually do gloves this time and like socks and a lot of other things, so that's definitely really cool. But a hidden detail that a lot of you may have missed is that the clothing inside of Pokemon Sword and Shield is actually going to come with its own branding, and a lot of clothing has their own brands and like things that you can mix and match, and so I think that that's just a cool little touch to add to these games. It definitely adds a lot of liveliness to the games to know that there's going to be like fashion trends and brands that a lot of people are going to use, and it kind of just reminds me of Splatoon 2 with like having so much gear and a lot of different brands that a lot of people like. So the next thing is about all that curry that you're going to be able to make. Now in the Nintendo Direct, they did talk about how there's going to be a curry dex where you're basically going to be able to see like all the types of curry that you've made, and there's like 100 total types of curry, I'm pretty sure, so you're going to be able to see like which curry is better than others, but we don't know exactly what impact the curry has yet. We just know that you're going to be able to feed it to your Pokemon. Now some people have been speculating that maybe all Pokemon are going to have their own sense of taste, and you're going to have to give the curry depending on what your Pokemon likes. So if your Pokemon likes spicy food, you give them spicy curry. If they like sweet food, then you give them sweet curry. And as for what it could do, some people have been thinking like maybe it can impact their stats like their beauty and their toughness and their cleverness, basically the stats that are used in Pokemon contests. And so we don't know for sure if contests are going to return inside of Pokemon Sword and Shield, but that would be something cool if curry had an impact on it. And on the Pokemon website, it also talks about how curry is going to have an impact on the amount of health that you get back, as well as your XP gain. So that would be really cool if you could give like the curry to your Pokemon to held as an item, and then like it eats it in battle and you get a ton of health back, or if you could feed it to your Pokemon and they get like double the XP for a little bit, that could definitely make leveling up your Pokemon a lot easier. The next thing is about surprise trades, and so this is basically the new name for Wonder Trade, and so Wonder Trade, or like its equivalent, is going to be making a return in Pokemon Sword and Shield, except now it's going to be called Surprise Trade. And so it's still the same idea of you picking a Pokemon and trading with someone randomly and getting a random Pokemon, but it's also cool now because you can do this locally. So if you're at like a convention or some public place with a lot of people locally playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can just connect to someone and surprise trade with them and both have a new Pokemon. The next thing is actually something cool that was shown only in the Pokemon trailer that came after the Direct, and it's even on the Pokemon website, and that's about the League cards. Now everyone who plays Pokemon Sword and Shield is actually going to be able to customize their trainer card, and we can see that there's a lot of decorations and things that you can put on your card, and when you battle someone you're also going to be able to see their card, and it's just going to be really awesome because everyone's going to have a really unique card, and so I'm definitely really looking forward to that. But also something that's cool is that if we look on the card, you can actually see some gold stars. Now we don't know exactly what these stars mean yet, but I'm really hoping that it means that you're going to be able to rank up your trainer card like how you could do in previous Pokemon games. And so like in Pokemon Platinum for example, you could level up your trainer card depending on how well you did in the game. And so I remember like everybody's default trainer card would be red, and then you could get a blue trainer card, a bronze one, a silver one, a gold one, and then the ultimate one that was really hard to get was the black trainer card, where if you had a black trainer card you were basically like a Pokemon master, and to get it you needed like 100 wins in the battle tower. So it was really hard to get it, but I had a lot of fun trying to get that back in the day when I was playing Pokemon games. So I would love if that feature actually returned in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that's what these stars mean. Like you could actually level up your trainer card or your league card as it's called in these games. That would just be really awesome if they had different tiers and like you could try to get the best one. The next thing is a cool little secret about the default trainer names. So in the new information that was shown, we got to see that the default trainer name for the male trainer in Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to be Victor, and the one for the female trainer is Gloria. Now the secret about these names is that they could actually be referring to a line that's said in the British national anthem, which is "Send her victorious, happy and glorious." And so it says victorious and glorious inside of that line, and so maybe that's how they came up with the names Victor and Gloria, since the game is based on the UK. Now this next hidden detail is also one that a lot of people are talking about, and that's with this picture of Octillery. And so if we take a look at this picture, it's pretty easy to tell that this doesn't look exactly like a normal Octillery, and so that's why a lot of people are speculating that maybe Octillery could be getting a Galarian form. And so if we do see a Galarian Octillery in the future, then you'll know where the speculation started, but for now it's just something important to keep in the back of your head. A really small detail that I'm sure a lot of people didn't notice is that if we take a look at this screenshot and look in the corner, we can see that it says that the game is saving even though that the trainer isn't doing anything and they're just simply playing the game, and so that's leading a lot of people to think that auto-saving has finally been implemented into a Pokemon game. And so like every big single player game nowadays, whenever you discover a new location or do something big in the game, or like just play the game for a good amount of time, the game usually autosaves so you don't lose any of your progress. And I'm sure you guys have all had an experience playing Pokemon where you've had a lot of playtime and you spent a lot of time doing something and you accidentally forget to save and you lose all of your progress, or your DS turns off or something. I'm sure we've all had that experience, and so it looks like now in Pokemon you're finally going to have an autosave feature where just after playing the game for a little bit or getting to a new location or just doing something, the game's automatically going to save so you won't have to remember. Now hopefully there's a way to turn this off in the settings as well, as even though an autosave feature is really helpful, it could also screw you up in a lot of ways too. Maybe you're just playing through the game and you get to a legendary Pokemon and you really want to catch this Pokemon, but you end up making it faint, and then the game autosaves and you can't really go back and just catch that Pokemon unless you like beat the whole game and want to come back later or something. So there's a lot of ways that this could mess up, so hopefully there is a way to turn it off in the settings if you don't want to have it. And finally, the last thing here isn't even about Pokemon Sword and Shield, but about Game Freak. And so Game Freak is going to have a special live stream that's going to happen on October 16th. And this live stream is to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the company. And so it's something that's pretty cool. They do talk about in the announcement how they're going to talk about like their new projects and new information and things that they're working on. So it doesn't specifically mention Pokemon Sword and Shield, but the fact that Pokemon is exactly what's made this company so popular, and they've pretty much developed Pokemon, it's like their most popular franchise. I would be shocked if they don't talk about anything related to Pokemon Sword and Shield at all, or show any new information about their upcoming new Pokemon games, so I'm pretty sure that there's something good to expect from this announcement. And so there you go guys, those are 10 secrets about the new information with Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. You may have known some of these things, but there's definitely got to be at least one new thing that you learned from this video, so definitely be sure to click that like button if you guys enjoyed the video, and also comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this. What is your favorite thing about Pokemon Sword and Shield? What are you really excited for? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos. And also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo. So definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.